guys, it's Julia back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys some of my top 10 favorite Netflix shows. I did this video a while back and it's changed a lot. And I want to give you guys some recommendations because if you guys like watching me, this is what I like watching. So maybe you guys will like it'll cross over, paths will cross, things will be appreciated. And I don't know, I'm always looking for new shows. I'm always watching videos like this because I run through shows like I run through men. Bad joke. Bad joke. I wanted to do this video for you guys because just to give y'all some funsy little recommendations. So I'm gonna stop chatting because I know you guys don't want to hear me sit and like talk for the whole intro when you have to hear me talk the whole video because I get fucking annoying. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with what you didn't come here for. The first show on my list, and this is a very popular show. This isn't like an unknown show. You've probably already watched this show. And that show is Ginny and Georgia. So let me tell y'all. I went into watching Ginny and Georgia not expecting like much. Like I saw the clips on TikTok and I was like, I think I'll pass. But then eventually I was just like, you know what? Everyone's talking about it. The literal rave. So I watched it. I literally found myself obsessed with the show. I finished the whole season in literally one day. And I do that with very few shows. It's basically about this girl. I'm pretty sure she moves to a new town, where she moves to a new school, she makes friends, bullshit, like teen drama shit like that, right? But not only that. I think the reason why I like the show so much is because she has two love interests. Marcus and the other guy is irrelevant. I don't care about him. The cringy one, the one that says Carter. I think his name's Carter. He's like, it's Friday. Happy Friday. That one. The show is just so good. I'm not gonna spoil it. There's just a lot of juicy drama. But let me just say, Marcus and her is my literal fantasy. It's just so like, I wish that was me. What's that TikTok sound? That's not the right sound at all. I was singing I wish I had a time machine, but I wish that was me. That show is actually awesome and I literally 1000% recommend it. It literally fulfilled my taste of high school love without me being in love. Then the next one is You, and if you don't know what You is, it's basically about this guy. His name's Joe Goldberg. Each season revolves around like another girl from what I like remember, sort of, but it's basically this guy that's like literally psychopathically obsessed with the girls he messes with, like fucking insane, like crazy, like will do anything for them, as far as kill for them. And he basically stalks women, he's obsessed with women. It's like a drama action tragedy. Like it's so great. And then eventually when you get to season 3, it takes a little bit of a turn. I'm not gonna spoil it like too much. Basically he finds his crazy partner, but it doesn't go how you think it would. And then we have Manifest. So Manifest is more of like an action, like less drama. I mean, there's still like drama, but not like high school drama or like love drama, like more so. There's a little bit. There's a pinch of it in there. But it's more so like action for sci-fi theories or like some shit like that. I don't know the actual like terminology for it, but it's basically about a flight 828 who takes off in 1 year and they land 5 years later. So basically everyone in their home life has like moved on and it's like everyone's grown up or aged or bullshit. And somehow they were in the air for 5 years. They time traveled, essentially, is basically what's happening. And people on the plane get these things called like callings that they have to follow, and it goes like very in depth into it. Obviously it'll make more sense if you watch it. Basically they're called by like some fucking brain above, and they basically have to like figure out like how this happened, and they also have to go through like all the troubles of like the people thinking they're like crazy because they literally time traveled. Like they took off 1 year and landed 5 years later. Like highly recommend. Then we have one of my comfort shows. So this is definitely one of my comfort shows. Like no even arguing. I find so much comfort in this show. It is Gilmore Girls. So if you don't know what Gilmore Girls is, it's basically about Rory Gilmore and Lorelai Gilmore. They're basically a mom and a daughter, and Lorelai had Rory when she was a teen mom, and her parents weren't like necessarily very supportive of them, but like they sort of were. Like it was like weird, but like it'll just like kind of get into that. Like you'll be able to see the relationship like very soon enough. And it's basically more of like one of those long shows that's like a long-term show rather than like a drama every single episode. It's more like kind of like a relaxed with like a continuous plot, which I know nowadays people like don't have the attention span to like watch, but for me it was very comforting. And it's like one of those shows that like you can miss a few things, or like you can be like, like glaring at your phone for a few seconds, and you won't be like fully thrown off unless you're like missing a good part. Every single episode there's a new storyline, but it's a continuous plot, if that makes sense. And it's kind of just like seeing how Rory and her mom like go through everything, basically from Rory being in high school all the way up to her graduating college. And then there's like a kickoff show or like a takeoff show that you can also watch if you want to, but it's a really good show. It's really long, so if you're looking for a very like long full season show, then definitely check that out. Then we have Shameless, which is a completely fucking different show from Gilmore Girls. By the way, these are in no specific order. I love all these shows so fucking much equally. Saying Shameless after Gilmore Girls is like honestly just a crime in itself. Like, what is my taste? Where does it like lie? We don't know. So Shameless is a pretty lit show. It's another one of those very long shows, and it's kind of the same idea as Gilmore Girls, except it's more of like a different plot and a different storyline, but like every single episode is like 100% like a fully different story time. Like every single episode something new is happening, which kind of like intrigues you. It's just stuff happens all the time, and it's about this family that lives on the south side in Chicago. So it's like kind of just like showing this family growing up in like this crazy environment, and it's actually really fucking funny, with like a drunk dad and a mental mom, and like their oldest sister Fiona is basically raising the family essentially, even though she's still like a child herself in high school, I'm pretty sure. And then it basically just shows them all like growing up. It's not a show that I'd recommend watching like on the big screen, but it's still a show that I like watched in my living room. It wasn't like Euphoria where I'm just like, yeah, no, let me watch that in my bed. No, it's still really good. I still highly recommend. Then we have Outer Banks. I fucking love this show. Let me tell y'all. Basically, I didn't watch the show until season 2 came out. Why is that? I don't know. I just heard all the hype about season 1 and I was just like, I hear you guys, but I'm not gonna follow up on you guys. I just didn't never watch it. I was always in the middle of shows, and I don't like to show hop. Like, I can't go from like show to show to show. Like, Outer Banks just never came on my schedule. But season 2 came out and I was like, okay, now that it's like a bit of a longer show, like I feel like I want to watch it more because it's like it'll last me longer. So freaking good, let me tell you. It is the perfect amount of drama, action, love, fighting, bullshit. It's just the perfect amount of emotions and storyline all buckled up in one, because you still have like the action plot where they're like trying to find this gold, and then you still have like the love plot where there's like love drama, and like then there's friendship drama, and then you have like that dream friend group where you can go and like find shit and like go out with your friends. It makes you feel summer. And then we have a more reality TV show, which typically I don't love reality TV shows, but I was kind of digging this one. Like, I was really like with it. Like, I felt the characters. But it's Cheer on Netflix, so if you don't really like Cheer, then honestly I wouldn't really recommend this show for you. Like, if you're a dancer, maybe like it, or if you just like watching people cheer, considering it is basically based around cheer. It is about cheer. It just basically takes you through the process of Navarro cheer and like them learning their routines and them going to compete at Daytona, which is their national competition, against their biggest competitor, TVCC, which actually is their only competitor, come to find out, but let me not like gossip about that, because in season 1 basically mainly focuses on Navarro cheer and like stuff. They'll focus in on specific like cheerleaders, like ones that have interesting like plot lines or storylines. Well, their lives, they're not like made up like it's a real thing, but it basically just takes you through the life of like these athletes, and like these athletes that have gone through hardship and are really only at the school for Navarro, because let's be honest, nobody's ever heard of that fucking school before this show. There's specific characters that I really did love a lot, like Lexi and Morgan. I love Morgan. Build these like bonds with the cheerleaders through the show, and you just like get to know them. And then the second season, it kind of like digs into not only Navarro but also TVCC, so you get like a bit of the competitor side too. I know a lot of people like, oh, I hated that, I skipped through every single part, but I actually really loved it. Like, I love seeing like the difference in the teams and like how actually different they were. I loved both teams. I loved the weenuses on TVCC. They were literally the bomb.com. But yeah, it's kind of like really interesting to watch, and I really liked it. And then we have the show that relates to Ginny and Georgia a little bit, which is Never Have I Ever, which it's basically about this girl. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot her name. I don't remember her name at all. Never Have I Ever, she literally had 2 fucking boyfriends. Like, 2 men she was with. Girl boss queen. It's kind of like a show about how this awkward girl, unpopular girl, like basically bagged like the coolest dude at the school, and it's like really like cringe, but like good cringe. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those shows that's like when old people try to relate to like high schoolers like a little bit too much, but in a like the best way possible. Like, and then she has like a really strict mom, and then I'm pretty sure she was sneaking boys in, or she was partying, or she was sneaking around with this guy, or she was lying to I don't know, bro. It was just like very teen related stuff, but it was like cringe, but good cringe. Ben was like this little nerd that was like enemies to lovers type thing, and then Paxton was like the love of her life. Like, she loved Paxton. He's so hot. He's the popular boy. And I kind of just spoiled a little bit for it, but like that's just like the main plot. Like, you have to see all the juicy drama details. I can't wait for the next season to come out so I can binge watch this shit again. Then we have Money Heist. It is a mainly based action show, and I think I talked about this in my last video too. Money Heist is quite literally the bomb.com. It's basically about these people that plan a heist and do it. Like, it progressively gets more like advanced. Like, I'm pretty sure they did the first heist and they did it successfully, and then they were like known worldwide because of like the masks they wore. They were like, instead they weren't feared, they were more like praised because they didn't like harm anyone. They literally just like did the heist without like hurting anyone. The next season they got funded by Netflix, so they did this fucking crazy shit where they robbed the Bank of Spain. They did a heist on the Bank of Spain. It was just so good because you see the heist and you see like every single thing that goes wrong. Honestly, I might just have to rewatch the show. That's how good it is, and I rarely ever rewatch shows, like very rarely. It gives you like the adrenaline you need in your life. It makes you like want to do a heist. Clearly I'd never fucking do that because I literally get caught within the first 5 minutes, but it really does make you want to like do a heist. And then the last show on my list that I have for you guys today is Society. So Society is basically about these group of teens that went on like a little field trip, and on the way back or something their bus got zapped or like hit with lightning or some fucking shit happened. Nobody knows. We don't know. And they got sent into like this parallel universe essentially. Oh, they don't really know what it is. It could be another planet, could be a parallel universe, like we don't know. But it looks the same exact. Like their town is literally the exact same thing, except there are no people there, nothing. No animals, no people, bullshit. Absolutely fucking nothing. Like the first night they were like, okay, whatever, and then nobody showed up the next day and they were like, oh, something's weird. So then they go and basically their town is like the only thing there. The rest is just like forestry, or like there's just like no world beside their town. So it's basically about like how they manage, how a bunch of like high schoolers that just literally came back from a field trip not expecting their whole lives to be literally completely flipped, and it's basically how they're like forming their society, and it's really good and it's really interesting. But with that being said, those are 10 of some of my favorite Netflix recommendations for you guys. If you guys made this far, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that little post notification bell so you never miss another one of my videos. And since you're down there, you might as well follow my Instagram and my TikTok. Both of them are linked down in the description below and on the screen right now. If you made it this far, comment a movie emoji. I love you guys so unbelievably much. Peace out.